I understood certain protocols. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I think that's oftentimes lacking with some of the present generation, with the growth and development of social media and the internet, that you oftentimes don't have an opportunity to see certain protocols. You know what I'm saying? For example, if I met somebody and they told me that they knew you and you were educating them or whatever, and they had certain questions for me and all this other stuff and blah, 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 I would know, let me reach out to the God and see what this is. I'm not going to allow this person to potentially cause trouble amongst the righteous people.
Absolutely right.
You know what I'm saying? But other people may not understand that these are traditional protocols that we instituted to maintain integrity within the cipher. But nowadays, people may not know that it's appropriate to check with your brother or your sister before you have somebody coming to you trying to tell you something that you don't even know what the validity of it is. It could be true, it could not be true, whatever. But there's certain ways that you function in order to limit that, you know? So walking with my enlightener, I learned a lot of these protocols. At the same time, there were things that I learned that I experienced for the first time once I came in contact with other 5%ers. So I say that to say, I finished Knowledge in 120 on September 30th, 1995. And at that time, that was eventually when I came back to this particular area. And the first person that I met that was a 5%er was a Earth. Her name was Ameka. She was taught by Prince. So she's a part of your lineage too, right? Okay. And when I met her, she knew 120. That was my first impression of the Earth. So I didn't have any kind of experience or impressions of the Earth where they didn't know our language, they didn't know no lessons, they were just good at cooking and all this. No.
So she knew.
Her degrees as sharp as mine. And as a matter of fact, when I first met her, my Earth at that time, we were at a college campus here locally. And I went to the campus with her with, this was sometimes after Born Power. I went to the campus with her with our youngest Sia. And I was on campus and I see this woman in a cipher in the cafeteria with a bunch of people around her, and she's building with them. So I look and I'm like, oh, that must be what an Earth is. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to this day, that's my sister. You know what I'm saying? This goes back over 20 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that was my initial impression of that was my standard and criteria of what the Earth is.
Right.
You know, so I've always had that mindset that if this is your culture, your partner, the person that you are forging a family with, should have total exposure and transparency, and also adopt this culture just like you do. Right. It shouldn't be any lacking.
So it's like equal being equally yoked.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. How you gonna know all of this and this person that's with you don't know all of it? That's vice versa too.
Right.
You know, whether it's a Earth and she's dealing with a brother that really don't know too much or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like if you're no longer here, where does that leave your children? Where does that leave your community too? Right. You know? So that was something that I initially experienced with the culture, you know, in terms of who and what the Earth is. You know, it's a woman she is just as committed and invested in this culture as I am. She can go through her degrees just like I can go through my degrees. You know what I mean?
If Mega did this.